Hey, good morning, friends. Pastor Jason just checking in on your Tuesday. Going to continue digging into this topic of the discipline of service. As Pastor Angie talked about, yesterday, that the opportunity that presents itself to kind of get pulled in to this vacuum that's created by the National Guard leaving the food pantries may be an awesome place for some of us to go and step in and get connected and get plugged into, to really go be of just a huge, valuable service to our community and our state and all sorts of friends and neighbors in need. And I just want to remind us that it doesn't need to be necessarily any large and organized form of service that we choose to take part in. Little small tasks, little small acts are just as valuable. And if it's as simple as just maybe picking up some of the trash when you're out on a walk with your dog or with your family, if it's when you see someone struggling to get their groceries from the cart into the car, those little small acts are also just as valuable. And all is kind of when the more we start to look for those things and see those things, the more of service that we can become, the more ingrained that gets into our DNA. And that's just, it's an awesome place where that we can find ourselves. And even in kind of these strange times that we're in right now, there are little opportunities all around us to be in service to one another. So if it's getting into just a pattern of finding some of those small things, or something bigger like getting involved with the food pantries, the opportunities are there. I'm going to share for us a bit this morning from Richard Foster's A Celebration of Discipline. There's lots of great stuff all throughout that book. You'll hear us reference that a lot, or you may be tired of hearing us reference that a lot. But he brings up a wonderful point here in the chapter on service. Let me just share that with us here this morning. Foster writes, "Right here, we must see the difference between choosing to serve and choosing to be a servant. When we choose to serve, we are still in charge. We decide whom we will serve and when we will serve. And if we are in charge, we will worry a great deal about anyone stepping on us, that is, taking charge over us. But when we choose to be a servant, we give up the right to be in charge. There's great freedom in this. If we voluntarily choose to be taken advantage of, then we cannot be manipulated. When we choose to be a servant, we surrender the right to decide who and when we will serve. We become available and vulnerable." And I think that's just a wonderful point for us to have at this stage of the week, as we continue kind of this idea of moving into a discipline of service. Service is great. Service is the goal. But there's freedom that comes from trying to transform ourselves and become a servant. Making ourselves open and available to whomever, whenever, wherever, to serve them in any kind of capacity without fear of being taken advantage of. I think that's the goal for us. To look at someone on the street, to look at someone in need, to view the people who may come up and ask us for help without immediately judging them and worrying, if I give them a few bucks, what are they going to go do with it? If we're in the position of a servant, we don't worry about that. We give, and we give freely. We serve when we can, where we can, to who we can, and we let some of that ego stuff go away. We surrender some of our need for control. If we lose ourselves in servanthood, there's some power, there's some freedom that comes in that. So as we, as we discuss this more throughout the course of the week, as we look for these places where that we can go serve, can we also kind of look at, can we move into a place of service while also letting go of our need to be in control of it, and just make ourselves available, make ourselves open, and then just see how much amazing stuff that God can do through us. Friends, thanks for your time today. Any thoughts or comments or questions or anything, or if there's any prayer requests, please feel free to drop us a comment. Let us know that you're watching, or just say hi. Hope you guys enjoy your day today. Be another warm and muggy one. But hey, we are so blessed. We are so blessed, and we are able to give so much of that stuff back in our ability to serve and become servants. Let's not let this day pass us by. Be safe and be well, and know how much that you are loved. Thanks, friends.